Hey everybody, big welcome back, and today is an exciting video for me at least, and hopefully for you guys. You'll enjoy it. I do got to tell you a funny story about the washroom there that I started at, but we'll come back to that in a second. I just want to tell you that, so this is in Tennessee at the tail of the dragon, and we are not officially on the tail of the dragon yet. We are a little bit past it, so this is, I think, considered the top end of the tail of the dragon. So this is when you start at Deals Gap and then you ride out to here. And up here, there's going to be a little bridge. I think that's the kind of the official or unofficial, whatever it is, end of the tail of the dragon. Anyway, I just wanted to clear that up. But before we get to where we're going here, I'll mention that the washroom, just so you know, so basically come riding up the tail of the dragon, and I was like, oh cool, there's a washroom, I gotta take a piss. But somebody spray painted closed all over it, so I was like, maybe it's open though, it's, you know, whatever. So anyways, parked the bike, got off, checked the handles are no good, but there's very convenient bush right next to the washroom. I'm not normally a bush guy, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna dive into the bush and take a piss and walk around the corner and, you know, flop it out, get ready to take a piss. And I realized, like, I am standing amongst, luckily not in, but amongst several piles of human shit. And there's toilet paper strewn about everywhere. So reason I bring this up is I just want to mention to you that if you happen to go and ride the dragon and then you want to, like, you know, release a little tail out the rear end there, go ahead into the bush behind the washroom, as apparently that's a, you know, a good spot to go. I know that's pretty vulgar, whatever. I just want to tell you guys. Anyway, so had to come to Charlotte, North Carolina for some shit, and I was debating whether or not I wanted to hit the tail of the dragon. It's actually a 4-hour drive from Charlotte, but I was like, So I threw a feeler out on my YouTube here, mentioning that I was thinking about it and got people's opinions if it's worth it. Here's the bridge, by the way. And Dave, who was busy riding his tractor, said no, don't go. And then Mundane Stuff brought up a valid point, which is that if I didn't do the 4-hour journey, which is actually an 8-hour journey, return trip, plus time to ride the actual bike, but if I didn't do it, if I did do the trip, I would, you know, very small likelihood of having regret for going. Like, you know, that I wasn't going to enjoy myself or be like, oh, that wasn't worth the $100 in gas or whatever it burned. I guess it was probably more than that. But anyway. But if I didn't go, I would end up going home going, fuck, I wish I went. And that was a good way of looking at it, because that's how I looked at it. And I was like, wow, okay, that's true. I would have went home going, damn, I didn't get there. It was an enjoyable ride. I don't go too crazy on it. This is a new bike for me. By the way, the bike is a 1995 or 6, whatever it is, I don't know. Harley-Davidson Sportster 883, and it runs good and everything like that. But I did realize, actually, when I stopped to take a picture, there's going to be a point where I stopped to take a picture, and that's when I realized that my taillight wire had somehow, I took the bike apart to paint it, and somehow my taillight wire got chewed up in the wheel, and so I was cruising with no brake light, no taillight, which is not ideal. I also should mention, sorry, just quickly while I have it on point of mind here, is that I do apologize for, there's going to be several uploads from here, because I was doing this format of forward looking for going up and down the dragon, or the tail of the dragon, and then I was going to do a 360 version of both as well, so that people that wanted to kind of look around, they could play the video slower if they wanted to, or pause somewhere and look around, because this, before I wrote it, sorry guys, I go off on different topics, but before I wrote it, I was Googling it, and some people said it was a second gear ride, being that you can ride the entire thing in second gear, and that is true. Second gear works out really well for this, so a couple times I hit third gear. I don't know if I ever went down to first or not, but nonetheless, anyway, enjoyable ride. I don't know where I was going with my story there, but yeah, so it's I think I was going speeding a little faster than you're supposed to by accident. I was trying to follow all traffic laws, and so if that's the case, then my speedometer's way off and I actually was going the speed limit. I don't know. It is what it is, right? Catch me if you can, coppers. I will tell you this, though, that there's a couple of cops on bikes, which I think you see at the end of this video, and they are at the beginning of the Dragon on the other video I'm going to do. And I'm not sure what kind of bikes they drive, but it sounds like they're freaking Honda Civics. So anyway, here we are catching up to a driver, a cager, as bikes like to call them. But there is something on the tail of the Dragon called common courtesy, or cager etiquette. I don't know, whatever the hell you want to call it. And that is where most vehicles, and I read this online, that most vehicles that know the tail of the Dragon will do the right thing and pull off for you. So there are several pull-off points throughout this, which, once again, off topic, not off topic, but it is what it is. For those that don't know what the big deal this road is, it just kind of looks like you're driving through the forest. But anyway, this is an 11-mile stretch with like 340 turns or something like that, or 320, which some of them are considered like hairpin turns. And so here we go. This guy was actually trying to be nice and pull off so that I could pass him. But on the way up the Dragon, I was like, oh, I want to stop there and get a picture for the gram from up here. So here we are. We're just going to see me taking my picture. So this is up in some mountains, which is pretty cool. It was a hot day. It was like 30 degrees or whatever out, so it was pretty hot. And I don't have a Harley jacket as of yet. I've been kind of looking, but I haven't gone to the Harley store. I was looking online, but I really got to get one that, I don't know. I want to try it on first. I want to make sure it's the right fit. And then I did order a new helmet, but, oh, here's the picture I took, by the way. It's beautiful. But I did order a new helmet, but unfortunately it didn't arrive before leaving for the trip. So I got a new full face helmet that's a little more, I guess, better suited for this kind of a bike. This was a sport bike helmet, obviously. This was from my Ninja, which I actually sold the Ninja, because I was like, I don't need that shit anymore. When the hell am I ever going to take the Ninja out now that I got a Harley? But anyway, so another thing to mention is that, and I've said this before, like, I'm bad luck Chuck. I don't know what my deal is, because like I go out and I buy all this equipment so I can try to make cool content. And so I've got my 360 camera, which is what this is recorded on. To be honest, the video quality is not as good as I really would have hoped. So I do look forward to when they make, like, you know, future editions that, you know, a little less grain, maybe a little clearer. I mean, it's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. I like it. But odds are I'd be better off with back to the Osmo Action or something when I don't need a 360. However, with that being said, you saw that I did a couple of, you know, little spin arounds and shit like that, going through the corner and then up at the thing. That's the beauty of the 360 camera, is that it does film all the way around. So it is what it is. So in case anyone wondered, though, I am aware that the video quality is not great. Just, it's the best that this camera does, and it's, for what it is, it's pretty much top of the line available on the market right now, as far as I know. Then comes the audio. All the audio on my shit is garbage. It's garbage. I don't know what to do. I bought this. I'm sitting here looking at it right now. Rode video mic system. It's these wireless microphones, and it was supposed to be kick-ass. Always wave at the cars when they're nice enough to pull over for you, so that's what I was showing you there. I waved to the car. But anyway, the microphone set was supposed to be really awesome, and it wasn't terrible on the Ninja, but on this Harley, it's absolute garbage. And I went out the other day in Charlotte, and I tried to make a vlog. And then I did like a little sampler of it. I started making a vlog, and then it's like, fuck, I should just see if it's even gonna work or not. And it was so muffled and buffled and crap. I said scrap it, and I didn't even bother. I won't even upload what I did. Just forget it. So what I tried to do is on this Harley ride. So on the way up, I had the microphone, the wireless mic, in my helmet where my ear fits in, like the ear spot. There's room in there to kind of sit it in there, because I was like, okay, well, that will hopefully keep it protected from, like, I thought wind and whatever, and maybe it would be pretty good. And then obviously I couldn't really test the footage or anything, thank you. But I on the way back, like, so on this trip here, this audio is recorded with it in my little pocket on my jeans. I don't know what that little pocket for. I think it's for your pocket watch or something. You got your big pocket, and then there's like a little pocket in it or above it. And so anyways, I stuck it in that pocket, and then it was kind of covered by my jacket and stuff. And so I thought, oh, maybe this will be a good spot. Try it out just to get different things. Both of them sound like garbage. I don't know if it's just the Harley exhaust. The exhaust is very loud. It's got blah, 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 like that. Whatever you want to do, that's my Harley impression. And anyway, sounds like shit. See these guys here? If you Google Tail of the Dragon photos, these dudes are all set up along here taking pictures, and you go on their website and you can actually buy their pictures, or if you're an asshole, you could just like screenshot their website page and like not pay for it. So, oh hi, my name's Asshole. What? Never mind. Don't worry about what I'm talking about. Anyway, you should support them though and buy some prints. I didn't bother because, and it's not that they didn't take good pictures of me, it's that with this particular helmet and this hat on, I'm not happy with my attire. And my bike is not how I want it yet. So I'm going to have to actually drive back out here when I have the bike all painted up proper and I got my proper jacket, my proper helmet. And I think I'd like to stay out for a day, because as awesome as this road is, this isn't the only awesome road here. Like when you're coming into this place, like you're just driving through awesomeness. Like it is pretty much as beautiful of a drive as you can get. So also I should mention, because I'm probably going to title the video that I almost died on this on this devil's tail or whatever, dragon tail. And what's going to happen is we're going to, at the 2130 mark roughly, we're going to have a vehicle come around the corner. So heads up, I'm telling you what you're going to see. Coming around the corner, crossing into my lane around a blind corner. And on video, it didn't look like that big of a deal, to be honest with you, like watching it on video. But in person, in the moment, when you're cruising around, whatever, I can't tell, I can't see on my little display here about the speedometer, but let's just call it 40 kilometers an hour, whatever the hell I'm going. And all of a sudden a car comes, or a truck, it's actually a truck, it's coming around the corner, and like you got a cliff on one side and a truck on the other side. It for a second there you're like, oh shit, buddy. But I held my lane, you know what I mean? I just I didn't overreact. If I'm gonna eat hood for lunch, I'm gonna eat hood for lunch. It's I don't know what's better, that or eating 200-foot drop down the woods, which, by the way, if you want to check something out, I found the other day, and I don't know if it's legit or not. I have no idea, or if it's just somebody making up a bullshit story, because you could do it, just make it up. but there's a video of a guy that, and it's got like millions of views, that says that he flew off the cliff and nobody saw him go off, and so it's video of him laying on the bottom and he can't move. And so he made like clips throughout the day and night or whatever, to tell his family he loved them and shit like that, because like he said people were like 100 feet away from him riding by, but he had no way to signal them. I don't know if he was like paralyzed down there or what. And then I forgot to Google it. I was going to Google it and try to find out if it's true or not. But anyway, so I don't know what it was. Just probably search Tail of the Dragon final video or something, and hopefully you find the guy. And if it is legit, I hope that he was rescued and had a a good recovery and shit like that. But yeah, I'm not saying it's legit because I don't know. But yeah, so I guess back to what we were saying before about me having no regrets of going there. I did kind of like a pansy, like, do some research and shit first, because like, I've heard of this thing and I know that people say it's like deadly and, tons of motorcyclists die and all this shit. And I'm still what I consider, a, very beginner novice rider in my books. You know what I mean? I've only been riding, a year and a half now on the street. So, yeah, it's a little intimidating for that, and especially being it's on a bike that's pretty new to me. I've only had it, for a few weeks really, and haven't done a ton of riding on it just because of work and stuff like that. So I get out for whatever, half hour here or there, an hour, whatever. But anyway, I had a great ride. Also, I've got some drone footage from this homeless dude I met up with, flying around some dam and shit, and it's right on the border of like a state park or national park. So I'll have to let you guys see that whenever I get around to editing it. And the same dude, because I actually let him tag along with me, believe it or not. He was flying his drone around like downtown Charlotte, up over some buildings and shit like that, a little bit higher than he's supposed to, and doing some stuff. But whatever, he seemed like an alright guy, so whatever. I've got to make new friends in life. Yeah, here's another one of these cameras. So I think there's probably maybe like 7 or 8 of these little camera tents set up. And the funny thing is that up until I went there, and actually was there myself yesterday, I actually thought that the little tents were like little refreshments, like people stopping to sell you a freaking Coke or something, or bottle of water. I didn't realize that they were photographers. So it's actually a pretty cool service though that they do that. But yeah, this the bends on this road they're not terrible. If you're paying attention and slow down when you got to slow down before your turn, not in your turn. And there's a couple spots where I was kind of hitting the brakes a little later than I probably should have, but I don't really have a time for my run. I'd have to go through my video and I could actually time it, basically, or get a rough idea. If I would say went from the bridge to where I stopped for a picture, so kind of like, like right when I pulled off the road, if you stop the clock there and then resume the clock right where I continued until I hit Deal's Gap, then I guess we could come up with a time. But let's see here. I've got actually a video open, so I think I was 21 minutes including stopping. So, and that's coming from the shit bush. So there's I think I did a pretty good time. Like, I see that the Ninjas and stuff like that, these sport bikes that are actually trying to lay down a good time, they so hold on, if I'm 21, so I'm probably about 18 minutes or so. But those guys are doing it in like 9 minutes. But they are definitely on different bikes, different tires, different experience, different safety gear. So it is what it is. This might be the corner here. I don't remember if this is it with the truck, or I might have missed it when I was looking at the other screen. No. But anyway, I'm glad it wasn't raining, because that was my fear on the way there. Like, once you start coming into these mountains, it starts getting like foggy and shit. And then, like, they were talking on the radio on the whole 2 channels that came in driving through the mountains. They're talking about the possibility of isolated showers and shit like that. And then I was like, fuck, like, that would, imagine driving 4 hours out there, so 8 hours total, plus then the time on the bike. And if it rained, I don't actually choose to ride in the rain. I don't bother going out if I know it's going to rain, which is kind of my style of riding, just because I'm not doing this. I don't ride the bike to get anywhere. I'm not commuting on it. I'm not, you know what I mean? So I don't have to. I can just ride it on nice days when I have the time. And anyway, that was my fear, was that it was going to rain. And these paint lines, if anyone's watching this and you're not a biker, you're just kind of watching the video, paint lines get slick AF, you know, when it's raining. Like, if you try to stop at a traffic light on the paint, your front wheel will just lock up and take you down. So yeah, gotta try to avoid that. But I should ask you guys, and by all means, like, you know, have a conversation in the comments. That's the truck right there, so you can rewind that if you want, check it out. I'm not gonna go bother back in and editing and shit like that, but that was the truck, and how quickly it came up on me and around that corner, and he was over the line. But anyway, I was just saying that if you guys have ever rode here before, go ahead and share your experience. Were you on a bike? Were you in the car? Were you hitchhiking? Were you on, you know, tell me whatever you want about it. And I'd love to hear some other people's experiences. I know I had some comments about people that would love to get out here. So I kind of try to normally live my life with the thought of tomorrow is not guaranteed. So that's why, you know, sometimes people maybe see me buy all the shit I buy, all these, you know, different snowmobiles and trailers and bikes and whatever, and quad and cars and whatever, and tomorrow is not guaranteed. You're gonna die. So whether I die today or I die in a week and I die in 50 years, I'm gonna die. So I gotta try to make the best of it I can. Try to find the time to do what you want to do, because like when you're, say, 101 years old and you're reflecting on your life and you know your end is near, and you're going, fuck, I really wish I did this, and this. And then, you know, some stuff are out of your control. You're not able to financially or whatever it is. But if it was within your control and it was just you didn't make the time for it, you're going to live with that regret. So that's my advice. If you're like, oh, I really want to get down there with my bike, get down there with your bike. Whatever, just, you know, make it happen. It would have been kind of cool if there was, like, you know, if I'd had someone else with a bike with me or whatever. Probably funner to ride in a pair or pack or whatever. But at the same time, you have no choice but to shift throughout the lane. Like, you know, you have to use your whole lane. Like, you see I'm going from white to yellow, or as they like to say, the mayo to the mustard. And it's, yeah, you wouldn't want anyone trying to ride right beside you, but anyway, it is what it is. I had a great time, no regrets, and I like that they put up a little sign there just letting you know that the road curves ahead. They could have just put like one big 300 curve sign right at the beginning of the road and just been like, hold on. No, it's they do a good job actually of warning you of what they are. On the way up the tail, my map had been still loaded. I didn't have any cell phone service out there, but my map had loaded like so far ahead, so I actually could look on my map while I was riding on my phone, and I could see the curves before I got to them. But once I ran out of preloaded map area, that was the end of it, and then it was just down to following the signs, which not a big deal, but Back to the tail light situation though, that really sucks. So what happens is that the wires got ripped right off of the circuit board, and I tried to see if there's anything I could do. I couldn't fix it. I don't really have the ability to get another tail light here, so I ordered one from Amazon with 1-day shipping. I ordered it last night, and so it'll be at my house waiting for me when I get home. But what that did is it made it so that I have no riding today, unfortunately. Last day here, head home tomorrow morning, and I was really hoping to get out and spend the day on the bike today, so couldn't do that. So I ended up going to like a Mexican flea market and Harbor Freight. I like watching this guy called B is for Build on YouTube, and he's like often sponsored by Harbor Freight. And I'd never been to one, so I was like, all right, that's cool. I want to go check it out. I didn't actually buy anything because there was nothing I really needed. I do need a big car jack. I don't like my car jack, but it's not really a savings once I do the conversion from Canadian to American and shit, so I didn't bother getting it. I can just get it at home. But, yeah, this is our trip coming to an end, and it was a good time. Charlotte is a very clean city, I'll say that, with very few homeless compared to, my neck of the woods up in Hamilton. There's homeless people in tents on every corner and every park, and needles and garbage everywhere, and I just didn't actually see that down here. So good job, Charlotte, and the little communities I saw in between the Dragon's Tail and there. So here we are. This is the Deals Gap. Obviously it's a busy place, and you'll see the 2 cop bikes sitting right in front. If you look in the front of the store, that's them. I didn't focus on them or nothing, but anyway, that guy's the security guard. No, I'm joking, he was just standing there. But anyway, I had a great time. If you've lasted this long, I would really appreciate a like. Maybe consider subscribing to see some more. This guy was trying to give me his phone number. He wanted to go on a date with me because he liked my my bike. No, I'm joking. He was just talking to somebody. But anyway, cheers, guys. I appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Hopefully you enjoyed.